Hey crew, Conrad coming at you with a classified ad review on this King Sandcar's Hayabusa powered mini buggy. Now, disclaimer, I have never owned a mini buggy or a motorcycle powered car, and actually I've never even driven or ridden in one. So this season coming up, maybe I'll have the chance to ride shotgun with one of you guys out at the dune so I can get the experience of this car. So with that disclaimer being said, I really don't know much about them. I figure it's kind of like a big buggy just with a motorcycle power plant, but let's take a look at the details. So just real quick, as I was looking up King Sandcars to see where they were located, if they were still in business and all the things, I came across this private group on Facebook, King Sandcars. So if you happen to pick this car up, or if you happen to have one, go ahead and join that Facebook group because I'm sure there's going to be a plethora of information. Okay, so let's jump into the blue Hayabusa powered car. This mini buggy is brought to us by Sandcar buy-sell crew member Andrew Larson. He is located in Waddell, Arizona, and he is asking $11,500. What do we have? 2007 King Sandcar, number 7. It was one of 12 King cars built with short trailing arms, clean title, and street license. That's one of the things I love about Arizona is we can put a license plate on pretty much anything, and we can go run this thing to In-N-Out. You can go run it to the grocery store, plus take it out to the dunes and deserts. It's just a really cool benefit of living in Arizona, I'm trying to say. So let's see, what do we have? 1300cc Suzuki Hayabusa, 6-speed manual with an upgraded Scott Horner second gear, King K-drive chain tensioner, electric power steering, buckshock Willwood brakes, Ron Davis radiator, wing trunk, and new 930 CVs, axles, chain, sprocket, and a fresh oil change. Includes additional sprocket, tools for a chain change, that's a hard one to say, balance beads, and an extra oil filter. Let me get down here. Turnkey and ready to go. No trades, cash deal only. All right, so now that we've gone through the details on this one, let's jump inside and take a closer look. Okay, crew, bear with me as we go through this. As I mentioned, I'm not a mini buggy guy, so I'll do the best I can. So what do we see here straight away? So I really like the overall design of these King Sandcars because I like big open cockpits, and that's what I see straight away on this. Looks like we got a set of ITP tires on that, probably aluminum wheels. They're powder coated black. What did we say? Willwood disc brakes. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Full A-arm car with the Fox shocks. And then he also said there was a wing trunk. All right, that's about what I see at this moment. Let's jump into the next one. Okay, so this is like take 10 because the dog keeps barking at something outside. Some more triangulation. So, okay, moving on. Jumping into the cockpit. First thing I see is the structure. Love the A-pillar. The tight bend in there gives you plenty of headroom on here. We've got some bars built through across the top. Some bars at the windshield. Also, down at the bottom, you've got your A+ bar. Plus a triangulation through on the chassis. And then check out these shock mounts. I think King has done a great job on this chassis. I've really never looked at one of these cars up close. So now I'm intrigued. I'm going to have to go look at one out at the hill. All right, that's about all I see on that one. Oh, other than you got a real nice built-in passenger grab handle. But, okay, moving on. All right, so we've got a front 3/4 view. These have got to be 30s, maybe 32-inch tall tires. Plenty of ground clearance on that. The full-length side panels right here go up into the wing trunk. Just a really nice touch. What else do we see? Oh, there's more triangulation that I couldn't see before. Right there, the shock mount coming up right to your A-pillar. Nice short nose on this. It's the bumper is up at the top. It's not at the bottom. So if you happen to endo this car, you've got plenty of room down here. So that's a great touch as well. And what else do we see? Oh, the rear shock mounts. Look at how all this ties in. Maybe we'll see that better in a later picture. LED light bar. Looks like we've got a couple of cubes down here at the bottom. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and jump into the next. All right, so now we've got a coming at you shot. And here's another thing that I always look for is the width. So this A-pillar or this windshield frame has plenty of room for the passenger and the driver. Really like open cockpits like this. I'm just really impressed with it. Great design. See a little bit of that triangulation coming through here. Let's see, some structural support on the lower A-arms. I see the front disc brakes on that. So this car's got to be fast and light. And with the disc brakes, I bet you it stops. Okay, next. All right, so now we've got an up-close shot of this. And check out the triangulation through here at that upper shock mount and how it goes through. Just really nice. We've also got the Fox shocks with remote reservoirs. I see a billet rack and pinion. There's that disc sticking out there so we can see that. And otherwise, yeah, I guess that's about it on that one. Next. Passenger side interior view, straight away, 5-point harnesses, very nice suspension seats on that. Then we've got our billet aluminum shifter. Now, I don't know how these work, right? I know on a motorcycle that it's 1 down, and then on a Hayabusa it's going to be 5 up. But I don't know how the ratchet shifter works, if it's 1 forward and then back, or if it's all back, or if it's all forward. I don't know. I'm really curious. You guys are going to have to teach me about this. Tell me in the comments or take me for a ride when you see me out at the dunes. We have the steering wheel on that. Look at the pad. I'm telling you, isn't that a sprint car type design? I don't know. I've been to the sprint car races a couple of times. It kind of looks like it. So we've got an aluminum console, nice gauge package with the switches. Looks like a little rear view mirror right there. Solid aluminum floor, 6-pack rack with a gas can. Close up of the power steering. And there it is, electric power steering conversion. So this was added after the fact, but the electric power steering is pretty epic. It works really well. So easy to steer the car. We've also got a CNC pedal assembly on a slider. So if you're shorter or taller, you can reach those pedals. We've got a CNC angled throttle pedal. I always like the throttle pedals that are kicked to the side. It's a little bit more comfortable on your foot and on your leg. I see some hard lines running from front to back for the brake lines. And I mentioned, oh, look at that. Is that neutral? I bet you that's a light for neutral, right? Because you don't know where you're at with that ratchet shifter. Just guessing, like I said. All right, that's about all I see. Moving on. Front 3/4 from the passenger side, pretty much the same as everything we saw in the other photo. I don't really see anything else other than the Nerf bars on here. Reminds me of back in the day, the Honda Odysseys, when the stadium guys would race them, so they put these Nerf bars on them. So that's pretty cool touch on that. The side panels have some nice bead rolling in them. There's those seats with adjustable headrests, actually. And another triangulation. Okay, next. So pretty much a straight-on shot from the passenger side. And here we can see just how much headroom this car offers. So it might be called a mini buggy, but it's almost like the cockpit is standard size, maybe a little bit smaller, but big guys like me can fit in it as well. Here's a good shot of those Nerf bars. Super cool. The triangulation that we've got through here, the B pillar. Again, some more lacing that's running in down here. It looks just like it's overall built very, very well. Okay, let's check out the next one. All right, so now we've got another angle of the cockpit, and here's those suspension seats. Now, the headrest is not affixed to the seat itself. It actually slides up and down. Check out the Nerf bars. They're actually bolt-on. I see a bolt right there, so you can actually unbolt those if you need to. What do I see? A fuel tank back here. Oh, and look, there's a firewall. Typically, you don't see firewalls behind the seat, so that's a really nice safety touch. I'm really impressed with that. Triangulation, triangulation. Next. Okay, so rear 3/4, again, those Nerf bars are just super cool. Nice to be able to step in and out as well. I like the design of these A-arms, just a shorter distance between the mounting points on that. We get a good idea of the triangulation in the back and how that ties into the roll cage. Here's that wing trunk, so you have the opportunity to throw gloves and tools and anything else that you need in there. And that's pretty much all I see on that. Little reservoirs up here. All right, moving on. Okay, crew, so here's where I kind of lose it. I've not ever run one of these cars, so I'm not too familiar with it. I know we have a Suzuki Hayabusa 1300cc power plant and drivetrain. How it all works, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go through one of these cars out at the dunes and do an episode on it to show you how all of the rear suspension and everything else works. Because look, we've got a disc brake inboard on this side and then a sprocket on the other. I'm really curious of how all of this goes together. So we've got a real nice header on here. It looks like some sort of a muffler on their radiator on this side with an, what is that, chrome overflow on there. It looks like a hand-formed aluminum fuel tank. Pretty easy to get to fill up the car with gas. And you know what? That's the thing, is I really can't tell you much more else about this other than, hey, it's a Hayabusa. Car's super lightweight and it's fast. So I don't know, you guys. You got to help me out. Okay, moving on. All right, so if you pick up this car, this is going to be the view all your buddies are going to get, whether you're at the dunes or the desert. So when I was studying this, I also noticed it's got a trailing arm design plus links. You typically see one or the other. So again, I'm really curious of how all of this functions and how the drive works on this with a motorcycle. So I saw the triangulation going up through here. That actually went up to the roof. That's how that goes through. Again, we said wing trunk, and I do see here, it looks like we've got a muffler on there, got some bracing in here, and some standard taillights. But overall, this car looks like a lot of fun. Okay, let's see if we have any more photos. All right, crew, so that was the last photo on that, so we can go ahead and button this up. So what does your $11,500 hard-earned dollar get you? A pretty epic mini buggy. I really like the overall design on this. The chassis, the way the triangulation is, very safe, lightweight, big power, and a lot of fun. If you want some more information about this car, head over to our Facebook group, Sandcar Buy Sell Crew, or leave us a message here and we'll get you in contact with the owner. Otherwise, that's all I've got. Thank you for watching. See you in the dunes.